Good afternoon, ambitious business owners, and welcome to my live. I'm Susie Campbell, founder of Hullabaloo PR. And one of the questions I get asked an awful lot is about social media content and people struggling to know what to post. They feel they've got nothing to say, they've run out of ideas, they've done it all before. And so this always makes me smile. Hi, Suzanne. Because you have so much content and so much to say for your business. It's impossible to run out. And the way I approach this, hi Rachel, the way I approach this is I use an Excel spreadsheet to create a bit of a content plan. But before I start the content plan, I brainstorm all the subjects within my business and not just the obvious ones. So let's take, let's use my business as an example, but this applies to any business. So you start with your name in the middle, and I do spider diagrams, and I'll go off and I'll put things like day-to-day happenings. I will talk about clients and testimonials as a subject. This is just breaking out the different topics. Images, and we'll just put images for now. Facebook Lives, YouTube videos, quotes and memes, ideas, tips. Break out all the things in your business behind the scenes. Hi, Jules. Oh, well, you've got a great one because your business is very visual. Suzanne, yours too because of products. Rachel, yours too, but you've got so much around mother and baby and parenting. So I can still add things like the people in my business, so whether it's me or my team. I can break out hot trends. I could break out the aspects of what I do, so content writing, branding, visual branding, PR, media, different publications, and you just keep going and you just keep growing your spider diagram until you've broken out all of the aspects of your business, keywords, things associated with it. As I say, think about the front end in terms of what you actually do and who you help, but also break out the behind the scenes, you as an individual, team members, things that are happening in your industry, and trends and that sort of thing. And all of a sudden you've got all these different topics. Now, I've also created a sheet of different post types. And what I'll do is in the next week or so, I'll make this available to people who are on my mailing list. So if you haven't joined my mailing list, jump on my website at hullabaloopr.com.au, sign up. If you're already on it, great. I'll send it out in the next week or so, and you can download it. And it's a handy guide to remind you of the different post types you can do. So once you've worked out what the content is, then it's, do I do it as a Facebook Live? Do I do it as a written post? Do I do it as an image? And there's all the different options you can do there. So you can have that. But then once I've got all my topics on my spider diagram, I then transfer to my Excel spreadsheet, and that's broken down by month and week. In there, I put in all the kind of standard holiday dates and occasion dates that come up that may or may not be relevant to your business, but just dump them all in just in case. So things like Mother's Day and Father's Day and Valentine's Day and Christmas, New Year, Easter, all the special occasions and things, because quite often you'll want to either celebrate with your customers and clients or acknowledge it. So stick all those in as standard. Hi Debbie, nice to see you. Then when you've stuck all of those in, then refer to your spider diagram that you've done and start putting in the different topics. Now, I tend to do this by month, so I'll pick a sort of a theme for a month. So I'll decide, right, my blog theme, and whether it's a written blog or a video blog or a Facebook Live, whatever your theme is, I put that at the top of the month. And so let's say the theme is, I don't know, tips or tips within your industry, or tips for your customers or something. So if it's about tips, useful tips, life hacks, shortcuts to things, which is great for people with mums or in the parenting industry, then you could do one around that. I could do tips around reaching the media, or I could do tips around improving your copywriting, or whatever it might be. If the theme is tips, go back to your list and then put in, depending on how frequently you want to post, if you're posting every day or twice a day, put in just a few words as to what you're going to put that day. So is it going to be a quote about a tip? Is it going to be a link to a useful article? Is it going to be you're going to do a Facebook Live? Is it that you're going to share a testimonial with someone who's benefited from one of the tips you've given? Whatever it is, write that next to each day. And if you've got multiple platforms, social media platforms, so if you've got Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever it is you use, have a column for each platform, because I don't recommend posting exactly the same to all your platforms at the same time. Yes, you may post what you do on Facebook onto Instagram at another time, but not exactly, because for obvious reasons, if you've got followers on both, they're getting the same thing twice. Quite often content from Facebook doesn't translate neatly across to Instagram. So I like to do different content specific to the platform. Obviously, you've got word count limitations on Twitter and LinkedIn. So put in each column what it is you're doing for each one, because it might be that you do an image type visual tip for Instagram, whereas on Facebook you might do a short video or a how to use type thing. So break it down, and you can either be quite detailed and write lots in it. If you know what you're doing, then that's okay. If you're doing it for a VA or your team to post, you might want to put in a bit more detail. The ideal is to do this with your team, or if you've outsourced it, then you could do a session and brainstorm with whoever you've outsourced your social media content to assist them with where you want to go with it, set the themes, and give them the information that you want. So that's pretty much what I do, and I do that for myself. I also do it as a guide for clients, and if they're doing their own content, then I'll create them a content plan that they can follow, or equally I'll do one that I'll then do for them. But what it means is you've then got this overview. You're never running out of what to say because you can just refer to the content plan. It's flexible, you can change it. So if there's a change in your business and you've put down, I don't know, summer trends for your next month, but actually something more exciting has happened, and I don't know, you've won an award or you've got a new product that's come out, whatever it might be, you can just chop and change things around, because in Excel you can just cut and paste and move it about. And you can do this 6 months in advance if you want. I tend to do around 3 months in advance because business is so fluid. But you can certainly map out far ahead things that you know that are going to happen. So you know Christmas is happening and you know what your promotions are going to be. You know what you're doing for New Year sales, for example. So any known things, just put them in straight away. And by the time you've done all your knowns and events and workshops and whatever else you're doing, all of a sudden you've got quite a full up plan, and then it's just a case of filling in the gaps. And there'll always be, new testimonials coming through and client feedback and exciting things happening, funny things that happen in the day. There'll always be those that can either be a bonus that you throw in ad hoc, or you think, oh, I'm going to share that tomorrow. And you can just plot that in for tomorrow and schedule it. Just create it there and then, schedule it into your Facebook page directly, or if you're using a scheduling tool, just create it there and then so you've not forgotten. So that's how I overcome this. What do I post? I've always got the bones of what I'm going to be posting. Like these Facebook Lives are all planned in advance. I know what the topic's going to be each week, so that I can promote it before. And there, all of a sudden, there's 2 or 3 posts. So I'll post the week before to remind people that this is coming up. I might do one the day before, and then I actually do it. There's 3 bits of content within a week. Then, of course, there's the follow-up from it. So if somebody asks me a question, I can answer that as content. I can share this link to YouTube and share it as a link. I could blog about it. I could follow up with some feedback or comments that you guys have given. So all of a sudden you're generating more content and from one piece of content, so it kind of grows. So hopefully that's given you a few ideas so that you don't run out of things to post, because if you do consider in advance and map out this plan and do your spider diagram, you'll suddenly realize you've got heaps. So just a reminder for those that joined later, I've got a handy guide that I've created with content post types. If you'd like a copy of that, just sign up to my newsletter, which goes out each month. You'll get my blog each month, but I'll send it out as one of those in the next week or so. And if any of you ever want to, book me for an hour of brainstorming on topic ideas or help with a content plan, just give me a shout. I love doing these. I love coming up with things that people can share and really build a message and a consistency behind what you're sharing. So I hope that was useful. As ever, any comments, feedback, ideas for future lives, let me know. Anything you're struggling with, just pop it in the comments or PM me if you don't want to do it publicly, and I will love to help you. Thanks guys, thank you for those listening live, and I will see you next week.